So let's talk about government failure on a grand scale, and I'm trying to figure this out. And we've talked about this on the show before, and we did not talk about it at Freedom Fest because we weren't necessarily anticipating either that Joe Biden would move forward with his promise or that he would bungle it this colossally. Um, do you think that this is a dumb question? Do you think this could have done better? But I'm wondering specifically, would Trump have done a better job? This is speculation because we'll never know. But would Trump have done a better job if we had stuck to the original May 1st timeline that he negotiated?
Well, I think Trump, no matter what happened along the way, I don't think anyone believes that Donald Trump would accept the current situation where Taliban is actually dictating the terms of our departure, or at least is perceived as dictating those terms. I don't think anyone who knows anything about Donald Trump believes he would accept that condition. And Joe Biden seems to be great with it. If let's go back to, look, I've favored ending the war in Afghanistan for a really long time, but under no circumstances have I favored ending a war in a condition where Americans who want to be evacuated are left behind. And for President Biden to know that and willfully leave, and for anyone else to accommodate that's just morally offensive. I mean, it's literally inconceivable to me that the United States of America would knowingly, for diplomatic purposes, with the Taliban, not for tactical necessity, leave behind American citizens.
Is it why couldn't we have done a better job at this? It seems like we've been in this for 20 years, and I don't know the answer to this. Is it gross incompetence? Was it sort of purposeful foot dragging? But it strikes me that knowing that there are these deadlines, and Joe Biden himself was talking about getting out of Afghanistan going back to 2014. Surely there was an exit strategy that was developed that would rationally get Americans, American soldiers, and our allies out. All of this would have been documented and planned. Is it naive for me to think that you could have rationally planned an exit strategy?
No, it's not naive to think that you could have, but it's not to say that there was a good plan. Frankly, we could have had a great plan, and if you had a great plan, you would never leave in the middle of fighting season. The weather in Afghanistan says, hey, you're better off, especially with the technological advantages the United States has, to evacuate at a time when ground fighting is very difficult. So that first and foremost would have been outside of peak season. Right now we're in the middle of peak fighting
When would
season
that
in
have
Afghanistan.
been?
Well, over the winter months.
Okay.
I mean, winter in Afghanistan's a difficult winter, and the Taliban's known to kind of hunker down, and that's where you'll see less ground taken, more people hunkered down and just riding through the winter months. And the United States could have done much better. And we've known for a long time there was a commitment to leave. They really pushed back against Donald Trump his whole presidency. And when I say they, look, the people that make rank and make promotion, frankly, even in Congress, the people that are on the committees of jurisdiction are, whether they're overtly neoconservatives, they're essentially people that believe in these kind of endless wars. They've always advised against them. They always downplay the intelligence that says you could do it differently. And to Donald Trump's credit, when there was a fight against ISIS, he came into a failure post Iraq. When the Obama administration left Iraq, they left that in a vacuum. They didn't really leave in a very orderly way from Iraq either. And so what emerged was ISIS, a true caliphate for a while that occupied a massive amount of land. And under the Trump administration, they control zero land anymore. So how did that happen? Well, the neocons wanted to send armored brigades and occupy the same supply routes to drive down the same roads day in and day out so that the troops could be ambushed and have IEDs implanted and do the same foolish things that they did in Afghanistan for nearly 20 years and they did in Iraq for a long time. So thankfully, Donald Trump said, no, there's a smarter way to do this. And it worked. And I think that's been available to us really since at least '04, at least since Saddam Hussein was killed. But I think even then there was a smarter way before that. So that's how long I think this war has been foolishly waged.